Hi guys, this is Jyotsna and welcome to my channel. So today we'll be studying basic Italian from the book Progetto ItalianoJunior, and this is for level A1. This is class 6 for the elementary level, and the reference that I've taken is from the book Progetto ItalianoJunior. So let's start. Let's see what do we have in the contents. So as you can see here on the screen, we have the presente indicativo of verbs ending in are, ere and ire. So we'll be seeing the three kind of verbs, which is verbs ending in are, ere and ire along with their conjugations in the present indicative. We'll also be seeing the infinitive form of the verbs. We'll be seeing the root form of the verbs. We'll be reading a dialogue based on that. We'll be doing some comprehension exercises related to that. We'll also be completing a dialogue and we'll be learning few new words. So let's start. So as you can see on my screen, this is the present indicative of the verbs which end in are. So the verb that we have taken is lavorare, which is to work. So what is the conjugation in simple present tense? It is io lavoro, I work, tu lavori, you work, lui lei lavora, he or she works, noi lavoriamo, we work, voi lavorate, you plural work, loro lavorano, they work. So this is the conjugation of the verb in simple present tense for the verbs which end in are. So moving on to the next slide. So what is it that we remember? Do we remember the self pronouns? We have done it many times before also. So I'll just do a quick revision for this. So io is I, tu is you, lui is he, lei is she, noi is we, voi is you plural, and loro is they. Also, you must remember that lei is also you when you are talking to someone with respect. So if you're talking to someone in a formal situation, for you we use tu, but formally you can use lei, right? So this is the self pronouns that we have done earlier, so you must remember these. So present indicative. So we have just now seen the conjugation of the verb lavorare. So what did we see? We have seen that this is a verb which is ending in are, right? So let's try to understand how we have done the conjugation. So as you can see here, the verb is ending in are. So what we'll do is we'll remove this are. So if we remove this are, we are left with this lavor, right? So we'll add this lavoro, lavori, lavora, lavoriamo, lavorate, lavorano. So what happens is that all the verbs which are ending in are will do the similar modifications, so to say, in the verb. For instance, let's take another verb, mandare. Mandare is the root form of the verb. It's the infinitive form of the verb. Mandare is to send. So this is also ending in are. So we'll remove this are. So we are left with mand. So we'll do the similar changes that we have done above. We'll make it mando, mandi, manda, mandiamo, mandate, mandano. So io mando, I send, tu mandi, and so on. Right? So this is how we do the modifications in the verbs for regular verbs. Now let's see another example. So for the verbs ending in ere, what is the conjugation? Let's take one example. We have prendere. Prendere is to take. So the conjugation is io prendo, I take, tu prendi, you take, lui lei prende, he or she takes, noi prendiamo, we take, voi prendete, you plural take, loro prendono, they take. So this is a conjugation for the verbs which end in ere. So let's see another thing. So as we see the present indicative, il presente indicativo, we have prendo, prendi, prende, prendiamo, prendete, prendono. So what happens is this is ending in ere. So we'll remove this ere as it is ending in ere, and we'll add these terminations, so to say. So it will become prendo, prendi, prende, prendiamo, prendete, prendono. Similarly, if we take another example, leggere. Now leggere is also ending in ere. We'll remove this ere and we'll do this modification: leggo, leggi, legge, leggiamo, leggete, leggono. So we have done the similar modifications in the end for the verbs ending in ere in the present indicative. So you must memorize this. So leggere is to read. So similar conjugation to prendere, which is also ending in ere. So the last category of verbs is the verbs which end in ire. So we have, let's take one example, dormire. Dormire is to sleep. So it is ending in ire. So io dormo, I sleep, tu dormi, you sleep, lui lei dorme, he or she sleeps, noi dormiamo, we sleep, voi dormite, you plural sleep, loro dormono, they sleep. So this is the conjugation of the verb ending in ire. So what are the modifications that we did? Let's take this example. So dormire, we remove this ire and we add this dormo, dormi, dorme, dormiamo, dormite, dormono. Right? Partire, we remove this ire. It's ire ending. We remove this ire. It becomes parto, parti, parte, partiamo, partite, partono. So as you can see, both are ire ending and we have done same modifications. We have same terminations. So this is the rule which you must know. These terminations, the way the verb is ending, you must know. Right? So this is about the verbs ending in are, ere and ire. Now we'll do a simple comparison of the verbs in presente indicativo. So as you can see on top, it is il presente indicativo, and we have verbs. We have the first conjugation of the verbs ending in are, the second one in ere, and the third one in ire. So we have three examples. Again, same verbs: lavorare, prendere, dormire. So what is the conjugation? Let's do a small comparison. Io lavoro, io prendo, io dormo. So the change that we have done, it is same. We have added an o in the end. Tu lavori, tu prendi, tu dormi. So we have done the same change. We have added an e, right? However, in the third person we do some change. So in verbs ending in are, it is lavora. Verbs ending in ere, it is prende. And verbs ending in ire, it is dorme. So we have some difference here, very slight difference here. Lavora, prende, dorme. Then for noi lavoriamo, noi prendiamo, noi dormiamo. It is the same. We add iamo. Voi lavorate. In the case of are, it is ate, lavorate. In the case of ere, it is ete, prendete. And in the case of ire, it is ite, dormite. So we have some change, some difference here also. Then finally for loro, it is lavorano, prendono, dormono. So for are ending, it is ano. For ere ending, it is ono. And for ire ending, it is ono. So there's again small difference here. So it is similar, but there are slight differences which you must know, and it is very basic. It is in the present indicative. Okay, so this is a small comparison also which I wanted to cover today. So you can write it down. You must memorize it. It's very important and it's very basic. Now let's move on to the next slide. So now as you can see, we have a small exercise based on this il presente indicativo. So let's try to do this very quickly. So it is abbinate le frasi ai disegni quale l'infinito dei verbi. So you need to match the phrases given at the bottom with the images on top. Qual è l'infinito dei verbi, and what is the infinitive form of the verbs? What is the root form of the verbs? So let's try to identify these. Quando parte il treno? First one. Quando parte il treno? When does the train leave? So what is the verb here? Parte. And what is the root form of the verb? Partire. Partire is to leave. So it matches with which image? What do you think? It is the image they have highlighted here already. It is the first one. I'm sorry, it is the second one. Right? Ragazzi, dormite bene la notte? Ragazzi, guys, do you sleep well at night? So which one do you think is this? This is the image 4, right? In the second row. So it is the image 4. A chi manda tanti messaggi, Giulia? To whom does Julia send so many messages? So which is the verb here? It is manda, mandare, which is to send. That is the infinitive form of the verb. Ragazzi, che cosa leggete di solito? Guys, what do you read generally? So this is which image? It is the first one. And what is the verb? Leggere. Leggere is to read. Che cosa mangiano durante l'intervallo? What do you eat during the interval? So it is the image, last image. And the verb is mangiare, which is to eat. Ragazzi, che tipo di musica ascoltate? So guys, what kind of music do you listen to? So ascoltare is to listen, right? So ascoltare is the verb, is the root form of the verb. It is the infinitive form of the verb. And it is image 5th, right? So this is very basic exercise based on presente indicativo. Now let's read a small dialogue. Ciao. So you need to listen to the dialogue very carefully because we will be doing some question answers based on this dialogue. Ciao. Sei nuova, no? Ciao. You are new, isn't it? Sì. Ciao. Yes. Ciao. Benvenuta. Io sono Alessia. Welcome. I am Alessia. Grazie. Thank you. Io sono Chiara. I am Chiara. Piacere. Nice to meet you. Abiti qui vicino? Do you stay here nearby? No. Abito fuori città. No, I stay outside the city. Però papà lavora in questa zona e ogni mattina prendiamo il treno. But Papa works in this zone and every morning we take the train. E dopo la scuola tornate insieme? And after the school you come back together? Sì, sempre in treno. Yes, always in train. Papa non ama prendere la macchina. Papa does not like to take the car. Pranziamo e poi lui ritorna al lavoro. We have lunch and then he goes back to the work. Senti, conosci già gli altri? Listen, do you already know others? Non tutti, not everyone. Solo Paolo e quella ragazza castana che scrive al cellulare. Solo Paolo. Only Paolo and that girl, quella ragazza castana, and that Castan girl che scrive al cellulare, who is writing on the phone. Giulia, sì, Giulia scrive messaggini a tutti. Giulia, yes, Giulia, she is always writing messages to everyone. E Paolo gioca a calcio anche quando dorme. And Paolo plays football even when he is sleeping. Okay, so now let's see some questions based on this. You just have to figure out whether it is true or false, vero o falso. Indicate se le affermazioni sono vere o false. So you need to indicate if this information is true or false. Chiara è nuova in questa scuola. Chiara is new in this school. Vero? Falso? It is vero. Il padre di Chiara lavora fuori città. The father of Chiara works outside the city. Vero o falso? It is vero. True. Ogni mattina Chiara prende il treno. Every morning Chiara takes the train. Vero. Chiara conosce già tutti i compagni di classe. Chiara already knows all the friends in the class. Falso. Paolo ama molto giocare a calcio. Paolo likes playing soccer a lot. Vero. Right? So this is very basic. Now leggete il dialogo e rispondete. Now you need to read as we have read the dialogue, you need to answer these questions. Dove abita Chiara? Where does Chiara live? Chiara abita fuori città. Chiara lives outside the city, as we read in the dialogue. Con quale mezzo di trasporto torna a casa dopo la scuola? With which means of transport she returns after the school? So torno a casa in treno dopo la scuola. So she comes back in the train after school. E che cosa fa Giulia? What does Giulia do? Giulia scrive messaggini a tutti. Giulia writes messages to everyone. Right? So this is a very basic dialogue, and this is based on the paragraph, on the dialogue which we have just read. Now let's move on to this. This is the last exercise for today. In coppia osservate queste frasi. So maybe you can find a partner and you need to observe in these phrases e spiegate nella vostra lingua il significato che hanno qui le parole in blu, and you have to tell the same meaning of the words in blue in your language. Ciao, sei nuova, no? Ciao, you are new, isn't it? So how do you say this isn't it? No, in your language. You can maybe put it in the comment section below. Benvenuta, io sono Alessia. Benvenuta, welcome, I'm Alessia. So benvenuta, how do you say that in your language? Maybe you can put it in the comment section below. Io sono Chiara, I'm Chiara. Piacere, nice to meet you. Piacere, nice to meet you. So how do you say that in your language? Maybe you can put it in the comment section below. So let's see another last exercise for today, which is that you need to complete this dialogue using the words which are given on top. So Alessia, e dove abitate? And where do you stay? Chiara, where does she stay? Abitiamo, we stay fuori città, outside the city. So we'll use abitiamo, fuori città. Ma mio padre lavora qui vicino. But my father works here nearby. Lavora, il verbo lavorare. Alessia, e ogni giorno prendete il treno? And every day you take the train? Il treno. Chiara, sì, mio padre non prende quasi mai la macchina, è un ecologista. Yes, my father does not take the car every day. He is an ecologist. So, mio padre non prende quasi mai la macchina. Prendere, il verbo prendere is to take. Alessia. Ah, come la madre di Giulia. Conosci Giulia? Ah, like Giulia's mother. Do you know Giulia? Chiara. E quella ragazza con i capelli castani che ha sempre il cellulare in mano, no? Oh, that girl who has castain hair and who always has phone in her hand, isn't it? Alessia. Sì, e lei. Yes, that's her. So we have used these new words, lavora, cellulare, prende, treno, abitiamo. Right? So this is pretty much which I wanted to cover today, and that's all for today. So thank you very much for watching. If you like my video, you can subscribe to my channel. In my subsequent classes, I'll be completing level